This is the book of Psalms, the 78th chapter, and the 21st verse. Therefore, Yahweh heard this and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in God and trusted not in his salvation. Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Urchakodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles to do well, overseeing the tabernacle of David, which are the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And greetings and salutations to Yakim, upholding the testimony of Yahweh Shai in truth and in sincerity. Point of emphasis is in verse 22, where it says, because they believed not in God and trusted not in his salvation. Belief is very Belief is very important. Faith, hope, these are very important commodities because they are commodities. They're actual resources that can be used to change one's life, to change, a situation for the better or the worse based upon how they're exercised or how much or how little one has. It's important that we have or we're found with faith, with belief. Actually gonna get some more scriptures on that. So this is the book of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 2nd chapter. In the 14th verse, it says, is it, I'm in 2nd Esdras, my bad. Excuse me. Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, chapter 2. Verse 13. I started verse 13. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Without belief, there is no defense. Without belief in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you don't have defense. Not when it matters, not when it counts. Verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? So patience is important. The scripture says, in your patience possess ye your souls. So your soul, if that, not to mystify, but in all actuality, your soul's condition or state of being is based upon your patience. It's actually based upon your patience. And why is that? Because patience is it's suffering. It's a form of suffering. And what patience is doing is refining that gold into a state of pure gold. You know, this is verse 5 of the same chapter. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. All right. So, when you're patient in times of affliction, or in general, just having patience is excellent for self-development and growth in belief. It's not the easy way out, if that makes sense. Because a lot of times the easy way out is just doing what is according to your flesh. Your desire rather than the bigger picture, if that makes sense. So patience is very important for our salvation. This is the book of St. John, the 14th chapter. Yeah, let's do the 14th chapter and let's do the 10th verse. It says, "Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me," meaning they agree with each other. The thoughts of Yahweh are in Yahweh Shai. The thoughts of Yahweh Shai are in Yahweh. Why? Because he is the only begotten Son. If a father and son, and just in naturally in life, fathers and sons, especially that have been raised, a son has been raised by his father, they have a high level of chemistry, and they also have similar characteristics based upon DNA. And so it's like Yahweh's DNA is in Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai's DNA is in Yahweh because it comes from Yahweh. If that makes sense. But it's more so on the spiritual essence. Yes, I'm sure on the physical realm, but more so we're talking like on the spiritual, intellectual level. Verse 11 says, "Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake." So if you don't believe it for what Yahweh Shai is telling you, believe it for the miracles. Believe it for the works that Yahweh Shai did, the mighty works that he did in the name of Yahweh. Excuse me. Verse 12, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also." Showing you the value of belief, the importance, the importance of belief, because through belief, through belief, we will be able to have powers that are literally out of this world. We will be activated and granted the capabilities that only the mythology and the gods of old, as they were spoken of, we will have that through faith, through the belief in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And people don't believe it. They think we're crazy when we say it, but these are the same guys who drowned when Noah entered into the ark. And the scripture speaks about those guys. Woe unto you because of your lack of faith, because the incredulity of your heart. No, as the Sodomites, as those in the landmass of Noah in the antediluvian period before the flood, they didn't believe either. And we have archaeology, we have different historical stories from different civilizations telling about their end, showing that they lost because of their lack of belief. This is the book of Romans 8 and 24. Romans 8 and 24, it says, "For we are saved by hope," which hope coincides with belief. We're saved by that. Faith. It says, "But hope that is seen is not hope." Right, because Scripture speaks about faith being the evidence of that which is unseen and all that is hoped for. You can't hope for something that you can see. It says, "But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why does he yet hope for?" All right, so everything isn't going to be presented to you black or white right before your face, except the Scriptures. But you have to believe in the Scriptures. But the thing about it, you might say, well, if they would have had seen the prophets do the miracles, and if they would have, yes, some people would be converted. But remember, the Pharisees and Sadducees, they knew Yahushua resurrected a man from the dead, Lazarus, but they still came together to kill him. And they even planned and plotted to kill Lazarus so people wouldn't believe on Yahushua. So at the end of the day, a lot of you people are just maggots. Like, to do something like that, knowing that this is the King of Israel, knowing that he's the rightful heir, but just so you can keep your place with the Romans, just so you could, continue your facade, you murdered the Messiah that's sent into the world, and you slander and you, Now, see, some people are just, the Scripture speaks about, let the multitude perish that were born in vain. All these guys that's calling us bums, all these guys that's opening up their vain mouth, they were born in vain, and they're going to die in a like fashion. And so we can't worry about that. We have to worry about that cluster, that remnant that the Lord is dealing with, and we hope to be a part of that number. And we will be a part of that number via belief, via faith, via hope. So with that, giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Kakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to Yakim. Shalom, keep the faith.